This is a network symbol that is seen on American television screens 100 million times a day. It is also a symbol of a city, CBS Television City in Hollywood, California. The CBS television network takes you there now for a personally conducted tour of TV City by the See It Now staff and Edward R. Murrow.
This is Television City, Los Angeles, California. It rests on 1,500 piles driven into an area where there was once water and oil. Conceived in 1948 when there were only 16 television stations, dedicated in 1952 when there were stations in 87 markets. It is today ready to serve a medium of more than 250 television stations with more to come. This building has enough concrete in it to build 28 miles of four-lane highway. A single studio requires enough light to light a 12-story office building. Last November, when Television City was opened, it was suggested to us on See It Now that we should come out and do a report on it. But we felt that it was merely a static building. Just concrete, wires, wonderful, fascinating technical gadgets. We preferred to wait until it became operational. We felt that before it began to function for its set purpose, that to try to do a report on it would be rather like reporting on the performance of a ship before it had been launched or an aircraft before it had been flown. And now that it is functioning, now that programs are flowing out from here across the nation, we have decided to show you something of Television City and how it performs. But first of all, for those of you who know Los Angeles, we will begin by attempting to orient you just a bit. I am standing on the northwest corner. On the east side of the building is Gilmore Field, a baseball stadium. And that glass wall is on the executive wing of Television City. Wherever you see glass walls or black walls, that means they can come down whenever expansion may be required. The white walls are permanent. Now, you're looking at the south and east side of the building. That's a ramp which trucks use to enter the building, and that ramp is arranged so trucks can move from floor to floor without using the elevators. Most of this unofficial tour of Television City will take place inside. And while we move from this ramp to the interior of the building, perhaps you would like to go around to the main entrance and see the beginnings of an official tour.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Television City. Before this tour is completed, I hope you're more familiar with CBS Television City and have a better understanding of some of the work that's necessary to produce a good television show. I'd like you to keep in mind as we go through the building that this entire unit was produced with the idea of producing better television for the American public. This is the most modern television building in the world. And among some of the shows that originate here are the Jack Benny Show, Lux Video Theater, Red Skelton Show, My Friend Irma with Marie Wilson, My Favorite Husband with Joan Caulfield and Barry Nelson, Art Linkletter's House Party, and Bob Crosby Show.
This is Studio 31, and over there is the control booth. We shall be seeing more of that later on. There are 4 studios exactly the same size, each containing about 16,000 square feet of space. This one has seats for 250 people. The stage extends 61 feet behind the curtain. Overhead, there are monitors, so that an audience can see not only what's happening on the stage, but precisely the picture going out over the air. And also overhead, there are cables, strip lights, spotlights, a sort of snorkel air conditioning device, which can be lowered below the level of the hot lights. A regular hanging garden of all the things that are required to light and service this studio. And is, of course, designed and equipped for color television.
The 82 and the 12. A68 and the 10.
One of the most remarkable gadgets in the entire shop is right here. It's called an Eisenhower board. Tommy, how did it get its name?
It is being built by a man by the name of Mr. Eisenhower.
The president?
No, not the president. Another man altogether. It's spelled different, just sounds the same.
Oh, I see. A specialist from Yale University, I think, wasn't it?
That's correct.
All right, now tell me what it does.
Well, this board, it'd be easier to tell you what it couldn't do than how it works. It's, everything is preset on it and completely automatic. It can be worked from manual or it can be worked in its automatic stages.
Tell me what that man at the patch board at the other end does.
He takes a jack, which is similar to a switchboard jack, and plugs it in to a number which will connect with my board here. So that way I have connection between the lamps overhead to the board.
Right, well now, why don't you get in touch with him now?
Sure. Hello, Jimmy?
Okay, Tommy.
Patch B50 into 7.
Now, wait a minute, what's B50?
B50 is one of my overhead lights.
Each light has a number.
That's correct.
So you can sort of trace those numbers around the stage and the studio, wherever you want to.
That's right, yeah.
And once he gets them all patched in and you're set, then you can follow me. For example, if I went down this corridor here in the studio, climbed up onto the stage, went across out the door, and then finally to that model of Television City that we have out in another studio. Could you follow me automatically with the lights?
Sure.
You can?
Yeah.
All right, well, why don't you rack it up and let's see if it'll work.
All right.
And you might explain a little more about this gadget over here. What will this board do that the old-fashioned one wouldn't?
Well, with this preset panel and the board here, it will do 5 times the work of the old type.
Uh-huh. Well, now, Tommy, why don't we try this thing out?
All right.
And if you will finish giving the numbers to your man over here, then I will start down.
All right. Oh, Jim? All right. A51 and 8.
A51 into 8. A65 into 9. A68 into 10. B69 into 11.
B82 into 12.
Now, Tommy, when you get these lights all lined up, then you get them preset, and then all you have to do is press the start button, right?
That's correct.
All right, then you push the start button, and I'll start, and we'll see how well we get on.
Okay, let's go.
Ready, Tommy?
Right.
Right, you hit the start button, and I'll start.
And as you can see, this is fully independent of any of my actions. It's completely automatic.
We're walking down the left-hand aisle now, and when we get down just near the bottom of the steps here, we should be hit with another bank of lights right here. Oh, there they are. That must have been old 56. And then we go up 6 steps, and we should be hit with another bank of lights just here. You didn't touch anything, did you, Tommy?
No hands, Mr. Murrow.
And then we go across the stage, and we should pick up another bank of lights just here. And then just before we go through that doorway, we should lose that bank and be picked up by another just as we go through. And then we move on out into complete darkness, and we're approaching now the model of Television City. And it should light up automatically from that big board back where Tom is sitting. There it is. This is a scale model of Television City, which we're hoping to use as a point of reference to illustrate how everything is coordinated, the studio buildings, the executive offices, in order to guarantee the maximum of efficiency in the entire operation. Now, I wonder if you'd mind just swinging that around a bit so that we can see the studio portion. That's good. For example, as an indication of the efficiency, this is the artist's entrance. Very convenient as the actors and actresses come in. The general public goes in along that ramp over there. And just inside the artist's entrance is the makeup room. And there, Florence Hallop of the cast of Meet Millie was being made up.
Isn't that beautiful?
Getting better looking every minute. Now found.
Round this way?
The mean look.
The mean look?
Now, if we can raise the roof on the studio section of this building, I'll try to show you exactly what I meant by the efficiency of the whole layout here. You see, around here, for example, trucks can go hauling scenery. And they can go right in here and go the full length of the building in that sort of tunnel. This main corridor runs the entire length of the building, much as the feeder belt at an assembly line. And the 4 main studios, 2 on each side, are fed from this artery. This is Studio 41. It has no permanent seats, and bleachers have been moved in for the Art Linkletter house party.
Now here he is, the old surf rider himself, Art Linkletter. Hi, everybody. Might as well tell you that the favorite part of the whole show for me is talking to the kids. The unexpected humor, the wonderful slants on life that they have. They're wonderful, aren't they? Look at our first little girl here. What's your name?
Susie Rice Ford,
How old are you, Susie?
7.
What are you going to be when you grow up?
A lady in luxury. I want to have a Cadillac and a television and a piano and a big house and a chauffeur.
Over here is Studio 43. Right now, the My Friend Irma set is up, and they're auditioning actresses for the role of Irma's friend, Jane. Marguerite Chapman is trying out for the part, and Marie Wilson is, as always, playing Irma.
And you're making like you're leading the symphony orchestra. You're Toscanini, leading the orchestra. Now Jane goes back and she's in the bedroom, and as she comes out, she sees you. There's no music playing, but just imagine that there's a big symphony orchestra playing.
But I'm going to hum.
Okay, fine.
Okay. Toscanini. Oh, Toss. Say, Toss. Oh, hi. I'm just getting into the mood for the concert. Oh, good. I think...
Hello, George. I'm up at the office. I'm watching the Marguerite Chapman test. Yeah, that's pretty good. I wish you'd do me a favor, though. Will you ask them to move in a little closer?
But I'm afraid you don't know anything about good music. Oh, yeah? Who don't? You mean who doesn't? Okay, who doesn't? You don't. You mean you doesn't?
That's good. That's fine.
As television has grown, studio space has become more and more expensive. And to keep the costs down, special rehearsal halls have been built on a level just above the studios, keeping valuable studio space free for air shows and for camera rehearsals. This is Rehearsal Hall 222, and a script conference for the Jack Benny Show.
Oh, now, wait a minute, fellas. How corny can you get?
That's not corny.
What are you talking about? I mean, that's the most unbelievable thing. I know I'm supposed to be that kind of a fella, but that's the most unbelievable bit I've ever seen in my life.
Got a big laugh. Everybody
I don't
walks
care what
over.
kind of a laugh. A laugh isn't everything. Look, supposing... Wait a minute. No, it couldn't happen. I mean, if everybody else passes it, and they see the banana peel...
They step over.
And they step over. Now, they all see it, and I don't.
You don't. You step on it.
That's the most... I mean, that is idiotic. Nobody, if everybody else sees the banana, walks around it, and I'm the only one that doesn't, I think you're just making a jerk out of me or something.
All right. Oh, yeah, there was another cut.
Well, they're waiting for you on the stage. They want to continue the rehearsal.
I know, but we can't rehearse till we make these changes. What do you mean a minute and a half short?
Well, Jack, while we're making the changes, you know the spot where you slide down the banister?
Yeah?
Well, it'll be a lot funnier if you stand on the banister and slide down.
Me? Stand on the banister and slide down?
You don't have to worry, Jack. We're going to get a stuntman to do that.
Oh, a stuntman.
Yeah.
Oh, well, fine. I thought you wanted me to stand down there.
I think we ought to make him, thing on the dresser.
Oh, when he's on the dresser, instead of just falling off the dresser, I think we think it's funnier if you go from the dresser, grab the chandelier, and swing across the room.
Well, look, what am I, Tarzan or something? I can't.
Oh, Jack, we'll get a stuntman to do that, too.
Oh, well, all right. I don't, as long as you get stuntman, I don't care what you do. It's fine.
Change page 12. 13, rather, 13.
The bottom.
Say, hey, that's a very funny line.
Don't worry, boss. We can get a comedian to do that.
That I'll do.